Hi again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of First Person on PressProsMagazine.com. As always, sponsored by the Precision Strip Company up the road here in Minster, Ohio. Always looking for good employees, new people to add to their mix, whether you're starting, changing, or finishing your career. They'd probably like to meet you. So give them a call, check them out online, and let them know that you heard about them on PressProsMagazine.com, and thank them for sponsoring our weekly editions of First Person here on Press Pros. We are still talking volleyball. This is the exciting time of volleyball season. John Rodgers is our guest, the head coach and the champion from the 2014 state champion Redskins here at Fort Loramie. Currently ranked #1 in Division IV in the state coaches poll. John, thank you for the time. I always enjoy visiting with you and talking volleyball because you, along with a few other coaches I could name, do such a good job of explaining its popularity, its intrigue, just that competitive challenge. I just think you do a wonderful job in representing volleyball. And I'm going to ask you first and foremost, why suddenly? We talked with some other coaches here recently, Diana Kramer for one, about why the influx of one, talent, two, enthusiasm, popularity. Gyms are selling out with this. 93,000 in a Nebraska game, a college game. They had to play it outside in a college stadium. Why is it? Your perspective on why the game is now so popular.
Wow, that's a deep question, but I don't think it's too sudden. I think it's just more in the last 10 years, I would say, that it's really come on strong. Social media's got a huge play in it. I think that's part of it. You know,
everything.
Websites like yours, things like that, are promoting it a little bit, and I think once people see it, I think they get excited. They're like, "Wow, this is kind of fun." This is, you know, they may have had their time in their life when they messed around in the backyard and in gym class and things like that.
Reunions.
Reunions, wherever, yeah, and it's a big time draw, and you know, there's leagues and the beach and outdoors and at nightclubs, and it's a lot of fun, and I think people, you know, love to come see it played at a really high level, which in this part of Ohio, it's been at a really high level for quite some time.
For a long time, a lot of state championships. I was just
sure.
looking last night in our column today, we talked about Marion Local having won 5 times, New Bremen having won 3 times, I think. St. Henry has won it 6 times. Jackson's won it twice. Miami East has won it twice. So yeah, you're right. There's a lot of, but you know, the one thing I expected you to say is you got to get them young. And I know there's so many 5th and 6th grade girls, little girls now, like Diana said last week, that are just, they can't wait.
I know.
They can't wait to get in the gym with the bigger kids, and they want to be like them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're on. You know, it just, in these small schools like this, it's generational. You know, their sisters, their family, they come, they see it, they want to be like their sisters. And of course, we see it here. You know, we started in the 3rd grade. And it's just skills and things, and it just builds across the board. I'd be hesitant to even try to name all of the little sisters that are playing volleyball under the upperclassmen that we have right now, but there's a lot of them, and they see it and they want to be like big sister.
And it's such a great opportunity to go to another level of the sport. Now more than ever, you're seeing graduates come out of Division IV schools like this, go to Dayton, go to Ohio State, go to Michigan.
Right.
You know, Paige Jones, go to a place like that and get an opportunity to play at that level. And once you get to that level, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, and sometimes it's tough because we're not really close to any of the really big clubs. The Premiers, the Muncianas, the Mintonets. We're not really close to those clubs, but at the same time, we have a lot of clubs in this area that really promote the sport well. Atlantis, Grand Lake, the Bullets, and they do a great job of giving kids an opportunity to play. You know, get them out there, get them on the court, get them exposed to it, see if this is what they really want to do. And then from there, the kids can start to really go to some of these bigger clubs if they feel they love it that much.
John Rodgers, the head coach of the Fort Loramie Redskins, the #1 ranked Fort Loramie Redskins, our guest this week on First Person. We mentioned before I pushed the button to turn the camera on how many times you have been ranked in your years here as coach. #1 in the coaches poll. You said, I don't think we've ever been ranked #1 this late in the season.
Right, correct. Yeah, I'm thinking there was one other time that we were ranked #1 early in the season, but this is the first time we've been this late for sure. But, you know, like we also said, it doesn't mean a whole lot. It's an incredible honor, and we appreciate it. It means you're being recognized by the schools. You know, the voting coaches are paying attention. They see what's going on, but you got to play the games. You know, talk is cheap. You got to walk the walk.
I'm going to challenge you.
Okay.
Here's what that means, really. You're not out in Podunk someplace or some outlier over on the Ohio River or up in northwest Ohio. You're sitting here among 6 or 7 other top-ranked teams that you play every week. You're playing New Bremen, you're playing St. Henry, you're playing Coldwater, you're playing Jackson, you're playing Marion, you're playing Lehman. All these teams with a legacy of championship volleyball. That's what it really means to be ranked #1.
Yeah, and like I said, we appreciate it. It's an incredible honor. And I guess it's something that, you know, at Fort Loramie, we have really wanted to get our name out there. You know, that's one of the things we did this preseason was get out there and travel and play a lot more, a lot of different schools. I can't tell you how many preseason scrimmages and tournaments people came up to us and said, "Who are you guys again? Where are you from?
Laramie?
What division are you?" Yeah, they all said Laramie.
Fort Laramie?
Where are you from? And then I would have to tell them that, hey, I'm out there by this school, and this school. And they're like, oh, that explains it.
That does explain a lot. I'm also just always impressed with the fact, and there's going to be people around the state of Ohio, when they think of schools down here with just year in and year out success, Marion in football, for instance, who always assume, well, they're getting those kids from someplace. Yours are all homegrown.
Yeah. Little known fact, we're not an open enroll school. You either live in this district or you don't play here. And it's always been like that. It's just the way our school is. And we take a lot of pride in that because these girls play all 3 sports. You know, they are busy year round. And I think that kind of breeds competitiveness. That cross-training keeps them in shape.
Yeah.
They don't ever have that window where they're out of shape. It's just a different kind of conditioning, and I think that really, you know, by the time volleyball's over, they're going to be ready for basketball. And by the time basketball's over, they're going to be ready for track and softball. No doubt about it.
Now, I see you a lot, and I can honestly tell people who anywhere in Tiffin or other parts of the state, Monroeville or wherever you are, who wonder about where these kids come from. I have seen the kids that you have now for 4 years.
Yeah.
I saw them as freshmen, they're
Yeah.
playing as sophomores, they're playing as juniors, some of them playing as seniors now. It's little wonder when you have competition and talent and experience why you're #1.
Yeah, our JV team's undefeated this year. And, you know, that is great workout in practice. That is great scrimmage. That's great situational things that we can work on in practice. It really helps us out. The kids understand, hey, sometimes I might have to wait my turn.
Yeah.
And they're patient with that. And it doesn't affect their work ethic. It doesn't affect anything. And that, in the end, they see how that pays off, helping everybody out.
People ask all the time, why are so many teams in West Central Ohio successful? Well, 1, expectation, 2, talent, 3, commitment. You've had all of that going for you.
Oh, I'm blessed to have that.
And you're a big reason for it.
Oh, thank you.
You've been
I
here a
appreciate
long
that.
time.
Yeah.
The kids here know what the expectations
They
are
know,
because
they
of
do.
John Rodgers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Best
much.
of luck. Tournament draw just came up. You got a great draw, and you got an exciting path ahead of you. We'll be anxious to cover that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, that wraps up this week's edition of First Person with John Rodgers. Again, supported by the Precision Strip Company up the road here in Minster. Always looking for good talent. Check them out to start, change, or finish your career. The Precision Strip Company in Minster, Ohio. Till next time, we appreciate your support of what we do each and every week on PressProsMagazine.com. Till next time, we'll see you then with another edition of First Person.